NerdandSon.
This is Nerd Ralph, and I'm just adding this in at the beginning because we split our last episode up into 2 different episodes, and this will be the beginning of the second half. So I appreciate you all very much for either listening or watching, depending on how you consume this. And with that, let's go ahead and get back to our conversation. Okay. Well, let's go ahead here, and one thing that you can do, and I found this kind of useful in my particular games, and especially in the puzzles, is why the puzzles don't really have to be complicated. Because if your players know that you are going to have puzzles and stuff in your game, then they're going to look at the game and approaching different environments differently. Okay, so all you need to do is have one puzzle initially set up on that too. Yes, it could be a little bit difficult for them at first, but then they know what to expect going forward, how to approach it. So give like an example, give something where they can start figuring out, but then they can't figure out part of it, and then know at that point, okay, well, if that's something you can get, go ahead, let's make a skill check based on this. Yay, I made that skill check. You're able to say, okay, you notice this little thing on the actual trap and puzzle, and they go, okay, and then they actually could do that, and then the trap could be solved. Okay, but that also basically primes them to know what to expect, how to handle traps and everything going forward, so they kind of approach everything differently instead of going blindly through. Okay? Yep. So on that too, especially with examples here, let's go through a bunch of different types of puzzles, what you can actually do. So here we can actually do, as for types of puzzles, you can take a look and take your inspiration from like video games. That's some of the easiest way to do it.
I've been saying this whole time. Steal shit. It's fine.
Yeah. Because you got your standard Skyrim puzzle where you have your dragon claws that have underneath them, when you flip them over, the symbol, so that you can kind of match them up and everything to where they actually go. The other thing is too is the open door puzzles where you have your 3-4 levers that you have to get in the right order, and you also have your 3 statues that you have to twist in the right order to display the right animals in the order. But that's not just random. The solution to those puzzles are written on the walls. They're someplace in the room. They are somewhere where it can actually be figured out. So,
and you might think, and this is scratch that, reverse it. Okay, you might think that is stupid, and that is like just the dumbest thing. Why would you have the solution on the wall? In Skyrim, the point is that all these are tombs, right? Yeah. And they have I'm blanking on the name right now, but you have your Nordic zombies,
your Dwargar,
walking around. The Dwargar?
No. Oh my gosh, my mind just went completely blank. Started with a D, but that's okay. We'll figure it out.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the entire point is that you have these zombies in there, and you don't want the zombies to get through, and so you have to be a thinking person to go, okay, here's the solution. I'm gonna do it. It's not to keep people out. It's to keep those zombie guys in.
Yeah. Well, and also too, this is a game. Okay. If this was real life,
absolutely,
and I didn't want you opening this door that's not behind me, but this particular door I'm trying to protect. Okay. I'm not going to give you any clues. I'm not going to give you any ideas or thoughts or even an idea that it's there, because I want it to be secret. But this is a game. So your players need to be able to have a chance to figure it out to move the story. This is a fantasy game. This is about having fun. You don't have to, it's just not about gatekeeping, because gatekeeping is something you really don't want to do in a game.
I want to point out, I want to point out, I have written out all of my passwords, right? I have them written out somewhere so that if I forget them, I can get in.
Yeah.
So, what is that? That's a clue. That's a clue to get in somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. It's the same exact concept, right? Because you're not going to remember. You're not going to remember that you have to do dragonfly, bear, owl, right? You have to put that somewhere. You have to, like, because what if you forget? Then you're locked out of your own little vault
Right.
there. That's the point of puzzles. That's the point of the puzzles. It's not to keep and that's the point of clues to puzzles. It's so that the person whose puzzle that is can remember the solution. So if you can find, like, let's say, a wizard dies, and you find, and in his stuff, there's a slip of paper that has markings on it that are clearly a reminder, clearly a clue to something, and you know that he also has a tomb of magical things. That could a tomb of not tomb, but like a vault of magical items that he's collected. Boom! There you go. There's the solution to the puzzle. That if the players want to go, if you're putting that in there, right? The players could go there, and you give them that slip of paper. When if a character decides to investigate or something, it could be a reward that can help them on later.
It's another clue. And the best example that you can get on this is pirates made a pirate map to remind them of clues that nobody else will actually be able to figure out.
I don't know. A specific map with an X where the thing is buried. That's a pretty good clue that anyone can figure out if they really knew.
Yeah, well, oh my gosh. I'm talking about the other clues to get to that X and wherever all the points and stuff like that.
The Elder Scrolls Online matching up the landscape.
Yes.
I really like those. Those are my favorite.
Those were fun, and yeah, exactly. I like some good ESO. Okay, but yeah, that's just video game ideas to use in your game. The other thing is just environmental puzzles, okay? Think of the mysterious bamboo forest where it moves and you have to know that the timing
like in
and follow.
Shang-Chi.
Yes. Exactly. That's actually what I had in my mind as I was going through it, but that's an old puzzle that's been out there for quite a while, so that wasn't just them coming up with that. So, but yeah, use your environment and everything.
You can't expect them to be clever. Again, movies do it all the time.
Yes. Movies
do it. Steal shit. If you like something from a movie or a video game, steal it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And then also, too, which I kind of mentioned earlier, is make it like something to protect, okay? Now, a type of puzzle, like, for example, you have a complicated lock, okay? So you can't get into the vault door, okay? Have your traps physically around it so people can't get to the thing, but the activator or deactivator, or however you want to disarm the trap, make it physical, but know why the actual trap and everything's there. So you don't have your physical trap or puzzle to actually protect something. So that's another type of puzzle that you're going to use. And from my own personal like now and the way I look at things, make sure it's relevant to the area. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you don't need something that's going to explode all over the place, because that might ultimately destroy the door and the mechanism if it explodes. So why would you do that? So, I don't know. Just make sure it kind of makes sense and everything on there, too. Now, another type of puzzle that you can actually do is maps, okay? Map pieces, okay? And like, for example, if you're going around a dungeon and you're coming across previous fallen adventurers, when you're investigating what they have and seeing what they have, they might have like a little piece of a map, okay? So you can physically draw a map, tear it into little pieces, give it out, little clues like that. It could not actually be a physical map. It could be a saying or a couple phrases that have to be put together. And then once that's in order, that helps unlock whatever's at the very end.
There is, I don't think you ever have, because, but Sea of Thieves. I love playing Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
And there are missions where you go around and you go to an island and you pick up and you go and dig up a piece of a map. And it's a little small bit of a map. And then basically you have a compass that like points you out to where the next map piece is. And then you go around, you go to that next map, to another island, and you put that piece together. And then, and it's, you get 3 or 4 pieces, and it gives you the island and it gives you the X where the treasure is.
Yes.
And that kind of stuff where you're finding the different pieces of the map, the different things, that could be as small as the gimmick for one dungeon and how one dungeon is working. And it could also be as big as the entire campaign is about getting all the different pieces of this map.
Exactly. And
I love it.
Yeah, and that is too. People think, well, that's just a campaign idea. Actually, no, that's technically a puzzle.
Yep.
So yeah, you got your compass pointing you in different directions. You have to go off and find that piece, part, gem, crystal, whatever, and put them all together. That ultimately is a puzzle. So puzzles are not just something short, quick, something you have to solve a half hour, stuff like that. This is a multi-campaign thing too. So puzzles kind of take on multiple different forms. So, and then as of actual puzzles and puzzle pieces, instead of having like a piece of a map, here's an idea, and this is a physical thing that you can use, which I can't take credit for this. I saw part of an idea, not this exact same thing, but on a lot of the YouTube videos they had a version of this, but you can go to the dollar store, okay? You can buy a 25, 30 piece puzzle for only $1, okay? You got your picture on one side of a cat or whatever the hell, it don't matter. But you flip it over, you just have that cardboard look on the back. So you have your puzzle together, draw out your map, draw out all your clues, you're saying whatever you want to, okay? Then you break up that puzzle, okay? And then put those puzzle pieces, especially if you're playing with people at the table, put those puzzle pieces on each of the, like the previous adventures that you find and stuff like that. So that would actually gives them physical pieces of the map to like put together. You can do different things like that.
If there's actually, so my friend just got a custom puzzle. He wanted the album art of one of his favorite albums as a puzzle. And so he got that, which you could take that and use that instead of having the cardboard at the other end.
Yeah, but there's a cost factor on that, so.
Absolutely, this would cost more. But
right.
If you want a more higher quality version of that, you could do that on like Etsy or something. And that's just it's an idea. It is more money.
Because there's a bunch of different sites that you can take that, like your family pictures or something like that, send that out, and they'll print that, cut that up. Actually, I think Walmart actually might do that.
Oh, interesting.
I think so. I could be wrong, but I thought I saw a figure that I was having a bunch of pictures done certain sizes, and I think that was an option, but I don't know.
I don't go into Walmart. It scares me. That's
the joy of being scared. But also too, types of puzzle, like for example, we were talking about the one-offs, so just something they need to figure out for that simple session, something like that, or the abstract multi-game, which you were describing, that's going to take multiple game sessions because you're going to find all these individual pieces and everything too. So yeah, multiple different types of different puzzles and everything you do. The biggest thing is just make it make sense for your game. Just having a puzzle out there for puzzle's sake is terrible. Yeah. And I've been guilty, and I am guilty of this, because I remember one time in specific, and I don't know what I threw out there. I can't remember, but I didn't prep for the game at all. I was busy at work, didn't have time to do anything like that, because we played every week, a certain day every week, and I just didn't have time to get it. So I did that, and for the game and stuff like that, I threw a stupid ass puzzle in front of them, and I think I converted a old logic problem, and then I just rewrote the clues for your left, right, and all the clues and everything like that to make that something you can figure out. And that took them 2 hours, and that gave me time to sit there and write up and prep and everything like that too. Honestly, was that fair to the players? No. Did they enjoy it? I don't think so. But yeah, I have to say, I mean, I'm guilty of some bad puzzles. Some of it is because when I was younger, I didn't know better. I didn't have all the experience. Now that I know better, I can look back and go, ooh, that was bad. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I think for a good puzzle, good traps, everything like that, they need to make sense for the traps. And the one things that I have here in the notes too, what makes it bad is if you're just doing it just to punish players. You don't need to do that. Don't do it just to punish players. That's bad. That's no fun, because you got to take a look. It's about the group having fun. Okay, the game is the medium where you guys are all coming together and having fun as a group together. Absolutely. Don't do it just to punish people, and then they're all of a sudden not making fun because I can't do anything. If I actually move anywhere, I'm going to get hit with a fireball. Yep. That takes their options, their choices, and what they can do out of it. Okay, and if you take it too hard to where players cannot figure out, that's just bad. So can't really do that. Absolutely. So I don't know, but depending on how you want to design them. I don't know if this was something you had to actually deal with the 5th edition and everything like that, but there was an ongoing joke, especially when we were playing original AD&D. Okay, they would come out and you'd have a player. He wouldn't go down a hallway without a 10-foot pole, tapping all the walls.
I have heard this joke before.
It is something that was common, because when you go down and you do like your Tomb of Horrors, it doesn't matter. You take 5 steps, you could die. So you're hitting everything with a 10-foot pole.
Yep.
So, and yeah, in some games and campaigns, 10-foot poles don't exist. But that's due to bad design. So yeah. If you're going to have a character...
I don't even know if that's bad design. I think that is all about communication, right? Yeah. And expectation. And it's... If the DM knows that there's no trap there, like in this room or in this hallway, but the players are going to sit there for 2 hours inspecting every little thing, right? Yeah. That's a communication issue. And it is a problem with expectations that has been set.
Yes, because once you screw over the players, then the players expect to be screwed over all the time. And that is a bad DM that's going to actually do that and set that up that way. And I have made those mistakes in the past. I mean, it's not like I did it on purpose, but it's like, ooh, this would be cool. And as a DM, what you think is cool and exciting and something that they have to deal with can be a pain in the ass challenge to the players. The players just don't have fun. They're going, what the hell? What? There's no point. Why the hell am I even doing this?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I'm just going to go back to the village and milk a cow. But yeah, I mean, that's really the biggest thing. So, and the other thing is too, for traps, there's so many different ideas and everything like that. When I was doing the research this week and earlier this week, just go on YouTube and go on D&D traps. There's so many different designers out there, and one designer in particular, that's all he does. Every week he has a 5-minute video where he goes over a trap that was designed. So there's tons of different examples and everything out there that you can find. There's also a whole bunch of other places that actually go through specific traps, the different mechanics design. So you can find hundreds and hundreds of free traps out there. But my biggest thing is take what you find around you, find books. You can do online supplements. There's trap generators online. And like I said, with the books that I have here, that's just a couple of them that I have from third parties. And the good thing with the OGL and everything like that I had in the past, 3, 3, 5, and 4 that I'm used to, is all these companies knew that they had a gap in the D&D community for traps and everything like that. So they designed the books for that. So now there's nothing really that is missing. If there's some kind of thing that you're missing as a DM saying, I don't know how to work on, I don't know how to design a trap puzzle, because that's just what we're talking about today. But regardless, anything, there's a supplement for it. Go out there, do a quick search. Yeah, the supplement might be a PDF. Pay the $3, $4, $5 for it. Not a problem. That's somebody spent time to actually work on that, design that. Go ahead and give them a couple dollars. Okay, you're actually receiving a product that's going to help you out. I mean, if you can't do that, cost-wise, stuff like that, kind of understand, but this is our game, our environment. I have no problem giving people some money for their work, their time, their effort, because in the end, I'm getting something from it that I can use in my game that, for one, I can look through and it makes my job easier to matching up as a designer, and 2, it actually makes my job easier as a DM because somebody's already did the work.
Yep. You can also just. I don't browse Reddit. It's not. I don't like the. I don't like the whole thing. But if you search up anything and add Reddit to the end of it, boom, you've got a bunch of stuff, right? You
yes.
traps, Reddit, and then like you have whole threads of people making up traps, and then like you'll have a trap, and then somebody will say, oh, well, actually, I tried this in my game, and like, right? And you can, it's all about like iterating, and it's a pretty good place for that.
It is, until you get to that line where it goes, your mama, but,
no one says that anymore.
Oh.
You're old.
I am old.
You're old.
Thank you. I was trying to make a bad joke, but I'll pass on that. So, but there's so many different supplements, different helpful guides, free stuff out there, things that people design, PDFs, everything like that. There's so much. Or in the D&D communities that are out there, hey, just post something. Like you said, you could do that on Reddit. You can post that on other different forums, communities, different Discord channels. There's so much out there. So just take a little time to do the research. You can find good puzzles now. So that is good. All right. Do you got anything else you want to add to this or anything?
No. I had all my rants at the top. So if you got through all that, got through it, and you're here, good on you.
Hey, thank you.
Good on you. Thank you. Salute you.
Yeah, we got a little bit more organized at the end, but yeah, hey, not a problem because we still got everything done that we needed to have done. So, okay.
Hi guys, if you want to take a break from role playing and watch someone burn their face off while eating hot peppers, head on over to YouTube at 13 Peppers and like and subscribe. And if you want to grow these peppers yourself, you can actually purchase these seeds at 13peppersbyralph.com. With that, have a good day.
Welcome back. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. So now we're at our fun section, which I'm enjoying, which is our encounter corner. So, okay. So this week,
I think that we should name it Encounter Enclave, just for the alliteration, or Creature Corner, even though there's no creature. I like the alliteration.
Well, here's the thing. This week there's a creature.
Oh, fuck! No way!
Yeah. Okay, so, excuse me. This week, it was my turn, and our letter is E. E. Not for entertainment.
E.
Okay, so today...
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, the creature this week is going to be the Etten.
Ooh.
Beautiful, beautiful creature. Okay, so let's start down. Let's
It's
get
a
here.
beautiful creature, the most beautiful creature I've ever seen. I walked in, I saw the 2 heads, and I went, wow, that's 2 heads. 2 heads are better than 1. Put them together, knock your heads together, and you can figure out any problem. The Etten, that's double the mass of the brain, and it's got to be the smartest creature I've never seen. I've never seen a more beautiful thing.
Awesome. Okay, so let's do first encounter. I got multiple encounters here, so this is going to be good.
Okay.
I just went down.
Drop this so I can see it. I want to see it.
Oh, I will here in a second. After the third one,
all right.
because there's specific reasons.
After the third one?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Okay, first encounter. This is just going to be a standard Etten encounter. Nothing really big or anything like that. But yeah, you're hired by a bunch of villagers, okay, to hunt down a creature that's been stealing their livestock, okay? You track down the creature to a mountain cave. Aliens. But you track down the creature down to the cave, and depending on your party size, level and everything like that, you can have multiple Ettins or a single Etten bunched down on the latest stolen animal, okay? Just a standard encounter. Nothing really special or anything about that. But as for a campaign and a setting, this can actually be, the cave is actually an entrance to an old forgotten temple. So you can start a path or something down that, okay? And depending on the player level and the characters and everything like that, you could actually end up being a opening to a whole Etten encampment. A whole Etten encampment, okay? With a deeper cave system, okay? Where the Ettins could actually use their dark vision to their advantage, okay?
Ettins have dark vision?
Yes.
4 eyes.
So that way, if you have to go digging down the cave and without the light sources and everything like that, and multiple Ettins around you, yes, their intelligence is not really that great, but you have into an encampment, that's going to be a lot harder for the party themselves. So the standard just encounter going, oh, I'm going to hunt down a creature, can turn into a lot more depending on what you want to actually set it up and the way your campaign style is. So okay, so not too exciting there, but yeah, I mean, that's just standard Etten. There's not much there too, okay? Now, encounter 2. Okay.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, this here is a little bit different, okay? This is starting to have a local bar owner, which actually has a Etten, okay, which he lets out to face all challenges, okay, and this is done in an underground fighting arena under his bar, okay?
It's like fantasy cockfighting.
Yeah, basically, okay. Well, the bar owner is actually a slaver, okay, that keeps the Etten locked up in his basement and is only let out to fight, okay? Now, this Etten is a little bit smaller because this Etten is actually a teenager. Okay? So this particular one is actually a medium of size, so it's not a large creature like a normal Etten. So this one's going to be smaller, so this is going to be a younger child teenager.
Is an Etten
Yes.
one being or are the separate heads like separate?
Yes.
Like, are they like conjoined twins? And if so, would they'd use they them pronouns?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him or her. So,
Or them.
Or them. Or they. But, okay. But basically, the bar owner actually supplements and makes a whole buttload of money by wagering on the Etten. Okay? Now, the reason that he wages on the Etten, okay, is the Etten actually has an unknown magic item he wears, which makes this encounter a whole lot more complicated. Okay?
Okay.
Nobody knows about this, but the Etten actually does it. Okay? Now, okay, this Etten, okay, to make it even more interesting in the way it has done on here, the Etten actually has orangish skin, okay? And on each of its heads has a black tuft of fur on the top of each head, okay? On that, the creature's name is Ernie. Okay? Now.
I see.
Huh?
I see.
Oh, no, it gets better, okay? Now, depending on how you want to do this, and the players could be fighting Ernie as just a straight out fight, not a thing. Or the campaign can actually grow in this particular encounter because you know that the bar owner is a slaver. And during the fight, Ernie quietly asks the players for help. Okay? Now,
hey, players. Wait, I don't know Ernie's voice.
Actually, that was it.
Oh, it's like Kermit.
Well, close actually.
Ducky, you're the okay. Hey, players, can you help me out, please?
That's more Kermit, but close. Okay. But now, as an additional on this thing right here, an illegal fight ring could be used as something as an adventure to. The adventures are set up to root out, okay? So that could be a campaign and a setup. Or join, yes. Because the second one is maybe this is an ongoing source of funds for the adventurers. Could be a whole bunch of different things. But when the players or player or whatever has to actually fight Ernie when it comes out, even though Ernie is a medium Etten, and I actually made a stat block. Okay, what makes this interesting is he actually has a very rare ring, okay, which was hidden, that I mentioned before, and it's a ring of strength, okay, and I made this custom magic item that is worn, okay.
Hang on.
Yes.
Step back from the microphone.
Oh, it's too loud.
Yeah, because when you popped forward, you just started like.
Yeah, it's hard because I know you do that, and I have to pay attention to what I do sometimes too. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
I try not to. It's as soon as you did it, I was like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah. It's hard to not do that sometimes. Okay, right. But basically, this magic item I made for the teen Etten to wear, which actually on here too, I called it Ernie's Ring of Strength. Okay, it's a ring, very rare. When you activate the ring, your strength scores increase by 8. Okay, this ring can be activated 3 times a day and lasts for 2 rounds each time. Okay, the ring takes on the skin tone of the wearer, and a perception check of 14 or higher is needed to notice it being worn. Okay, and I had the fun thing is the ring is activated when the wearer whispers, "Hey, Bert." So there we go. So you can have a little fun and everything like that. But that actually opens up a whole bunch of other things too. So you can either try to get the Etten out of slavery. You can keep on the bar fighting. You can try to take down the whole underground fight club ring, everything like that. So this particular thing here, I do have a complete stat block for Ernie with everything that he can do on here. But yeah, that kind of makes it a whole bunch of interesting, especially if you start fighting Ernie and then you take it one way, he activates his ring that you do not know, all of a sudden he's powered up and he starts whooping your ass. So and that's how the
Super Saiyan.
Yes, because that's how the but that's how the bar owner has been making the money, and by waging that the Etten's going to win. Nobody else kind of knows that. So very, very cool. So what do you think about that one?
That's good.
Okay. So that's interesting. Now let's do another thing with it, Etten. Okay. This one is a little bit different and kind of had fun with this. Okay. Now, once again, starting out a village, okay? Players are hired to hunt down a creature terrorizing a village, okay? Now, when you're hired and you go out and you're trying to find the Etten, okay? You do actually find the Etten, but basically from the noise it's making, you actually find the Etten down the side of a hill, kind of in a hidden area, but he's crying.
Okay.
So as a player, you can decide, okay, we're going to take out this creature, or we can do this more adventures and figure out why he's crying.
I like to call it aggressive negotiations.
Yes. Okay.
Negotiations with a lightsaber.
Now, with the crying, and say the players and everything want to know why the Eden's crying, okay? Because the Eden doesn't take any aggressive action towards the players or anything like that, okay? The Eden is... Yes. Okay. The Eden is only crying, okay? Because he's trying to get a mantelpiece that he's seen taken to the village, okay? He's trying to acquire that piece because he wants to bring it back to his girl or the girl that he's trying to impress. Okay? During his conversation where he's telling you why he's crying and everything, in his voice, it's just basically he's trying not to scare the villagers because he doesn't want anything bad with the villagers. Okay? He just wants to give this decorative piece to his woman, thinking that it would win her over to become his bride or something like that. Okay?
Okay.
So it kind of sets up a whole other dichotomy of how actually things are working. Okay? Now, here's the other thing too, is say he convinces the players to help him. Okay? You get the mantelpiece, buy it, or anything from the villagers, depending on how you want to do that. And say you're escorting him back to where his love of his life sits, okay, or waiting or anything like that. Okay, so say you come over the crest of the hill, you see a female Eden cooking, whatever thing like that, and then all of a sudden everything goes into slow motion. Okay, she sticks her heads up, looks at you, the tuft of three hairs kind of just waves in the wind slowly, and you hear fourth wall music start playing in the background.
The Romeo and Juliet.
No. And then you start hearing the words, "Isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful?" And then everything kind of speeds up and everything like that. But yeah. You got singing out of me. How's that one?
I was not expecting that. And honestly, if we did an entire adventure just to justify the pun,
yes,
it would all be worth it.
The encounter name I put on here is Isn't She Lovely? Isn't She Beautiful? Yes. Now, okay. As an additional in this game, there could be different twists or whatnot that actually happen. Okay, so in this encounter, if everything kind of plays out, I put an addition. First one, as a weird turn of events, this woman wants the Eden, instead of the mantelpiece that he got for her, she would rather have your heads so she can snack on them instead. Okay. So then you have some conflict where the other Eden wants to go, okay, I'm going to make her happy, or no, this is not the right woman. It could be a different negotiation, or it could be a battle. Not a problem, okay? Now, here's the nice thing is once you actually help him with his woman of his dreams or anything like that, you actually, from a diplomacy aspect, is now you have additional people that could help you like later on. So let's say you have a bigger enemy that you're dealing with. Hey, we need help. I'm going to actually go talk to the Edens and see what they can do to actually help us in the future. Okay, so this could be like a future contact for something else on down the road. So it could be played that way. Okay. The other thing is too, because they can be helpful, this could actually, because this could be way outside the village and everything like that, the players could actually sort of use this as almost like a hub, okay, to go out and find different things, because these Ettins have been in these woods and these lands and everything for a while. We can actually use their knowledge to know about things that are hidden out there, things that they have seen, other things like that. So this could actually be a hub for 3 or 4 side adventures, something like that too. So yeah, so this could actually have a lot of different possibilities on it itself too. But then this way, you don't have to have a standard creature that you are using a certain way all the time. Expand it out. Not all Edens have a 6 intelligence. Some of them could be a little bit smarter. Other ones could be a little bit smaller and orange like Ernie. Or you can do your just standard Eden encounter. But this way, this gives you some different ideas to use the creature to make your game and everything a whole lot different. So, all right, that's my 3 encounters. What do you think? Since you got me to sing,
I think they're good. Yeah, no, you got yourself to sing. You did this yourself. No, that's good. I think this, smaller scale. We've been, the last couple of weeks has been big scale, like big.
Yeah.
Conceptual. It's nice to go back down to something just smaller.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, the most of your games are going to be, you might have your big conception idea and everything like that, but most of your encounters are all going to be small. And it's a series of small encounters that becomes bigger. But if you use your smaller encounters, make them interesting, then that plays a whole story in and of itself, or could actually take your campaign onto a bigger part of the story that you weren't expecting, that ultimately ends up being bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, cool. All right, letter E down.
Woo!
All right. So you have the next one.
F for fuck.
Yeah, don't F that one up. You got bad jokes and singing. That's starting to be about it. You're not getting anything else from me.
Well, you got the dad jokes because you're dad, you're nerd.
And you are Connor, you are son.
And this is the Nerd and Son podcast. If you want to check out anything else that you do, what can people go click around to find?
I think in our description there would be a link tree to all of our social medias, YouTube if you're listening on Spotify, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can click the link to see us on our other social medias, or add us to your podcast. Whole bunch of different things there, but very, very nice. That'd be the best way to get a hold of us. And if you do have anything that you like about this, tell us, get a hold of us. We love to hear your feedback on this. So, but
and if somebody wanted to find out about the daddle pepper, the fatherl pepper, what would where could they go?
Yes, actually, I do have a whole nother YouTube channel which is called 13 Peppers, and that's where I eat hot peppers, hot sauces. You get to see my garden, all I'm growing, and hopefully some of my future projects dealing with peppers here. But that's something I've been doing for quite a few years, and yeah, very, very happy and have fun with it all the time. And by the time this comes out, it will be after St. Patrick's Day, but we are recording this with your mother. I am doing I just went completely blank. Great. We are doing a green sauce tasting.
Green pepper?
I got 3 different green sauces. So
the Verde sauce.
Actually, one of them is, yes. Another one is a pickle sauce.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if you're interested in that, you can go see it, because I actually were recommended this by another YouTuber, the name of Hot Sauce Mike. And he picked out these 3 particular ones for us to taste. So, but with that, do you got anything that you want to pimp or whatnot?
Nope. No plugs. No pluggables.
No pluggables. Okay. Well, with that, I want to say thank you all very much. I hope you enjoy this. My name is Ralph. I am Nerd.
I'm Connor. I'm Son.
And you have yourself a very, very good day.
Respect and enjoy the peace.